Alright, I have another series that I have sort of really put some thought into and have really done some research on it because of the fact that it has been an extremely long time since I had anything to do with this particular series that I am going to be doing, but I am going to be doing a Pokemon series, which is what this is all about right here, but I'm only doing Generation 1 because Generation 1 is what I grew up with, and I feel as though these are the ones that I know the most and have been exposed to the most, so that's what I've done. This is the whole 151 of the Generation 1 Pokemon right here, and I have actually bunched them into evolutions as well. So how it's gonna go is I am going to draw one of these out of a box, which I'm using a Nescafe Instant box because this is all I got laying around the house. And what I will do is shake the box up, I will draw one of these out, and then I'm going to draw the Pokemon in my own style as a creepy creature. And that's how it's gonna go down, boys and girls. I've really done some research because, like I said, I used to watch the show back in the 90s, but I cannot remember most of it, and I had to sort of really familiarize myself with it. I've never played the Pokemon game, so I'm basically just going off of the very little knowledge that I remember from the cartoon, and then I'm going to be doing research on each Pokemon. But I thought it was just so fun because I was watching a YouTuber's video, and his name is Isaac Butterfield. If you don't know who he is, go and check him out. He's another Australian. He was collecting Pokemon, and I thought, holy shit, how cool would that be to turn these already little creatures into something completely creepy and in my style. So that is why I then went through and had a look at all the Pokemon, and I thought, why haven't I thought of this earlier? This is like the best idea ever because they're already creatures I can work with, and then all I have to do is just put my own spin on it in my style and make them absolutely terrifying and creepy. Look at that, the highlight, the pen I used to highlight this as much as my fingernails. Wow. Anyway, yeah, so what I'm going to do is cut these up, and like I've got here, like this is the, obviously if you're a Pokemon fan you'll know what I'm talking about with the evolution, like the Jigglypuff and the Jigglypuff and the Wigglytuff are together, and yeah, so what I'm going to be doing is when I draw out one of these, I will add elements of each evolution into the final illustration that I do. So it will be the last one in the Generation 1. Say, like, for example, here you've got Bulbasaur, Ivysaur and Venusaur. I'm going to include all of these, mash all these together, and then it's going to be the Venusaur, obviously, because the Venusaur in the Generation 1 is what all this then finally, you know, merges into that. So that's what it's going to be. So hopefully that makes sense. So I'm going to cut all these up, and then we're going to put them in the box, and then we're going to do the first episode, or the first video in this series of the Pokemon 2 Creepy Creature series. So we have all the Pokemon in there, and let's give it a shuffle. And let's draw one out and see what the first creepy Pokemon is going to be. Here we go. Of course. Okay, so the first one we've got is Pikachu and Raichu. That is like the mascot for Pokemon, and I draw it out as the first one in this video. So that's insane. That is insane. Let's create the ultimate creepy Raichu. I'll give you a little tiny bit of a rundown on the evolution of Raichu. I won't go into too much detail. Raichu evolves from Pikachu when exposed to a Thunderstone. Now, the type, he is electric, and the species is a mouse Pokemon. Now, his abilities are Static Lightning Rod, and his weakness is the ground. Now, he's about 80 centimeters tall, and the colors of Raichu are a dark orange fur with 2 stripes of brown fur on the back, I'm pretty sure, just like Pikachu. And he has yellow electrical sacs on his cheeks. So he's got tan feet, yellowish paws. So the use of his tail is to hold things or restrain opponents. So the personality type traits that Raichu has is a more confident and powerful sort of personality, more than its evolution partner, which is Pikachu. And it is usually friendly, but when Raichu houses too much power and stores too much power, it turns him into an aggressive little shit. So with the illustration that I have done today, I really wanted to capture all of those descriptions and the essence of Raichu into this demonic little shit that I have created. Now, this version of Raichu is obviously, this is supposed to be creatures that are these Pokemon creatures if they were horrible, evil, terrible creatures. So this I found was quite super fun to do, and yeah, I don't know why I never thought of doing this earlier, but hey, I digress. So this little beast, he's horrible, this version of Raichu. Like, he is just gnarly. He will go around mutilating things, and as you'll see it as I get to the end of this illustration, he has blood on his mouth. He has stabbed himself in the head with his own tail and basically electrocuting himself. Like, he is one sick puppy. Like, he gets kicks out of electrocuting himself. He's got these pussy little patches on him where there is like these pussy little warts where the hair won't grow anymore because the areas are just like these hot spots on him. He's got all these like stitches in certain parts where he has basically like carved himself up with the tail and electrocuted himself, and then they've had to stitch him. He's either stitched himself back up or he's had help from God knows who would actually be game enough to go near this creature. But yeah, he is just vile. And now he's just sitting on this brick wall, just waiting for something to come past that he can completely mutilate. And yeah, one sick puppy this version of Raichu is. So I had a lot of battles with getting Raichu to the end result. There was some crazy amounts of ugly stages, and I haven't had an ugly stage in a piece for a while. Well, I have, but I haven't it hasn't bothered me until this one. And I really just wanted to basically, when I got to say about this point where I was laying down all the paint, I wanted to abandon ship and start again, but I decided not to because I thought, no, I've pushed through quite a few ugly stages before and it hasn't been a problem. So I made sure that I did that and I got through it. Yeah, this thing just looks like a complete mess at the moment, but bear with me. It gets a smickerchin better. But yeah, I think all in all, I did enjoy doing this and I don't mind this one, but I feel as though I could have done better. but how I wanted him to be executed in the pose and everything that I had in my brain, I did do that. I just feel as though there's just some things in the way that I laid the watercolor down that I feel as though I could have done a little bit better, and I feel as though I could have, you know, sort of did something different to separate some of the colors, especially in his ears. But all in all, I think that, yeah, it's not a bad piece. It's not, I don't think it's going to be one of my favorites in this series, but yeah, it's the first cab off the rank, and I really enjoyed it, and sort of can't wait for the next one. So yeah, hopefully you guys are going to enjoy this series, and even if you're not going to, too bad, because I'm going to do it anyway. So yeah, that's how it's going to go down. I think the biggest thing too is the colors. I am not a fan of working with orange. Orange is something that I like to stay away from unless I absolutely feel the need that I need to use orange, because I think orange is an absolutely disgusting color in many circumstances in art, and probably the biggest reason is I don't know really how to use orange. It's probably the reason why. But when other people use orange, it's fine. But yeah, with me, no, I don't like to use an orange whatsoever if I can help it. But this is the point now where I do feel as though the piece comes together, and once I put that liner down and give him this like crackle kind of fur look, which I was sort of weighing up whether I did like the fur look or if I did like this just horrible crackle look, and I'm so happy I went that crackle look. As you can see on the top of his head, that's the look I am very happy with, and I'm happy that it went that way too. So yeah, all in all, thoroughly enjoyed this, as I said before. And this little guy is he is absolutely something that you do not want to come across out and about, that's for sure. Hopefully you can tell that I mushed Pikachu and Raichu together. I did my best to include all the elements with the two of them. I put his brown stripes on the front of him, just to, that's just my little touch that I wanted to add, instead of putting it on the back, because you can't see it, there's no back view. And I decided to put these spikes all over his tail as well, and his tips of his ears have these spikes as well. So yeah, this thing is hideous, it's scary, it's something that you would not want to come across, and I hope that you enjoyed watching this little guy come into reality. Well, art reality anyway. You don't want him in real reality. Anyway, that is it from me. Hopefully you enjoyed this, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.